We've often heard the one thing that is constant is change. It's one thing when we anticipate change. We can brace ourselves, psych ourselves up. But when those unexpected waves of change come, those tsunamic episodes, we find ourselves suddenly flat on our backside. The rug has been swept from under us. Perhaps we fall in one of three categories. We might be in a state of petrification. We're confused, frozen, wishing, hoping, praying that it will all just go away. Or perhaps we're in a lane where we bury our head in the sand in disbelief. We're the ostrich. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. And if I lift my head, everything will be back to normal. How many of you can relate to the phrase, if only things were back to normal, right? Or perhaps, like me, you found yourself infected with the CLS. The Chicken Little syndrome, where you're running around frenetically in a state of panic. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. And for you, and for me, it was. See, I found myself bouncing back and forth between a state of petrification, ostrich syndrome, and CLS. Panic, uncertainty, and disbelief. I'm LaWanna Bradford, and as the Chief Operating Officer of the Bradford Group, which was a commercial and investment mortgage company at that time, we were riding high. Seemed like everything we touched was turning to gold. But then in a moment, we were faced with the economic crisis, the largest economic crisis that the U.S. has experienced since the Great Depression. We found ourselves suddenly in a state where we were unable to lend. Why? Because our lending partners were closing their doors. Banks were closing to the left and to the right of us. Other mortgage brokerages were closing their doors as well. Well, as I'm looking in disbelief of everything that was going on and being caught in the mass pandemonium, I knew I didn't want to go the way of the dodo. And the one piece of solace that I had was I was in business with my brother. I'm like, we are the Wonder Twins. We are the tag team. We are going to find a way to ride this out. We're not going to be overtaken by this wave. Well, much to my chagrin, my brother said, LaWanna, I hear you, but the risk is too great. I'm my family, and we recently had twins, and I just can't do this with you at this time. Like, okay, I get it, right? How many of us have been in a situation where a partnership has had to part ways for the better interest of themselves? And I was okay with that, but then I was scratching my head when he left our mortgage company to go work for another mortgage company. So I breathe. And I looked at our obligations and I looked at our payroll and I was wondering, how are we going to make ends meet? And so I looked at my retirement account and it was very well endowed. And I said, I've got an idea. I'll just start drawing down from that retirement account. And that way I can meet all of my obligations and I can take care of employees and ride this out. But sometimes in a state of change, when shift is happening all around us, we are very short-sighted and we're unable to foresee how long this event may occur. We're unable to see how long we're going to be wrapped up in my case, this downward economic spiral. Before I knew it, that very healthy and secure retirement account was dwindled down to $7,800. You see, what I did is something you should never do. I robbed from my future. I reached into my future to take care of my present. And suddenly both were suffering. During this time, I was hit with another tsunami wave when my husband said, LaWanna, you got to let this business go. You're just insane with it. And I need you to let it go. And I thought, this is my dream. I know this is where I should be and I can't let it go. And how many of you have been around individuals who you thought were in your corner, but after a while they think you were just crazy because you're so incensed and you're so sure that you can make it work. You just know that this is where you should be, but they're looking at you like, just let it go. Let's just cut bait. Long story short, we ended up getting divorced. I breathe. So feeling that sense of abandonment was getting a little overwhelming, and realizing I didn't have any money and there wasn't money coming in, and I had an idea. I'm like, I know, I'll go where the deep pockets are. Mom, Dad, help! Mayday! And so Mom and Dad got on a plane from Arizona and flew to Georgia. I had to sit down and, full disclosure, show them everything that I had. And my dad looked at my income statement, which was goose egg, and he looked at my obligations and he said, you know what? I want you to sell your home. And I said, Dad, this is all I have left. Don't ask me to do that. And he said, okay, what Mom and I'll do, we'll make sure that you have a roof over your head, food in your belly, utilities on, and gas in the car. But that business, that's on you. Well, I was feeling a little empowered because I'm like, okay, this is good. The critical needs are being met. I've got reinforcement. I can do this. Lo and behold, another tsunami episode happened. And I received a knock on the door, and it was Chase Bank. I was being sued. What? The what? So I ran to Mom and Dad. Deep pockets, right? I said, Mom, Dad, I need your help. This is what's happening. Chase Bank is about to sue me. And my dad said, what don't you understand about what we said? We said we would take care of the roof over your head, food in your belly, utilities would be on, gas in the car. But that business is on you. Well, ladies, success leaves clues. And sometimes we have to swallow our pride and lean in and discover those individuals who we today may call mentors, coaches, who have been there, done that, and got the t-shirt and can help us navigate through this obstacle course, through this minefield. So I tapped into that particular person and I'm like, what do I do? I said, because Mom and Dad, they're not going to help me. I don't have any money for an attorney. What am I going to do? This is Chase Bank. And they said, we're going to give you some instruction. We're going to guide you. We're going to coach you so that you can represent yourself in court. Now, was I afraid? Oh, yeah. Chase Bank, little LaWanna Bradford with the Bradford Group, realizing that all of my years of experience, my successes as being an award-winning strategist and financial analyst, having started 2 multi-million-dollar companies, didn't mean anything at this time. I'm going head to head with the big boys. And so I did exactly what I was told. And I'm proud to say that not only was I able to represent myself confidently, but I represented myself and my company, and we won. And then out of nowhere, another tsunami wave. All of this is happening in a period of 4 years. And this one was something I didn't expect, it, just like the others, but this crippled me like none other. And it was being diagnosed with the big C. Cancer? Me? What the what? And I remember sitting at the top of my stairs, staring out of my Palladium window and singing, "Am I blue? I'm so blue." For those of you that are familiar with the movie The Color Purple, I felt like Sophia at the moment where I turned and I said, I was feeling mighty low. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. It seemed like every ounce of energy that was left in me was quickly wiped away. And as I sat at the top of the stairs, just sitting, sometimes we're in a position where we're just sitting. I heard a voice from the past that told me, in life and in business, if you keep on journeying, there are going to be challenges. There are going to be minefields. But what you need to do is not pray for money, not pray for resources, but pray for knowledge and wisdom. And so I began to pray like I'd never prayed before for knowledge and wisdom. What do I do? Where do I go? What do I need to know? Because sometimes you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what questions to ask. And that was me. And now fast forward to today, I realize that that journey through tsunami after tsunami after tsunami after tsunami prepared me for a time such as this, where now I speak to women from around the world in 10 nations, and I talk to them about the empowering effect of the R3 system. This is your internal navigation system, which enables you as you journey through life to constantly assess and readjust yourself as you're going down life's path. See, there are 3 elements to the R3 system. The first is to refocus. Say it with me, refocus. See, when you're in that dark space where it just seems like it keeps growing darker and darker, even the brightest flashlight cannot even illuminate your way. So the worst thing to do is to be in a situation where you're trying to make a decision and everything is dark. In order to be decisive, in order to have clarity, you have to have a clear line of sight. So that was the first thing that I know I needed to do, and that I continue to do every single day. So the system that I'm sharing with you is not a one and done. It's not something that you just pick up in a time of crises. It's something that you apply and you reassess every single day. So it's refocusing. Asking myself, am I going in the right direction? Asking myself, can I see clearly the lane that is before me? Being wedded and committed to that why. The second is reframe. Say it with me, reframe. And this piece ladies, is so critical. See, when you're reframing, you're not pivoting. This isn't about a pivoting discussion. Pivoting means you're changing direction. You're going in a different way. But when I have my clear line of sight and I'm certain of my purpose and the path that I should be on, I want to make sure that I am reframing. And reframing means you are designing your lane. Did you hear me? You are designing your lane. See, we are creative beings. We are empowered with being able to speak things into existence. By being that creative being and creating your own lane, listen to this closely. No one else is in your lane but you. No one else is in your lane but you. Why? Because you designed your lane. You set your course. And by doing so, you're able to stay laser focused. Why? Because you've refocused and you're not allowing yourself to be distracted by things that are happening to your left or to your right, because those distractions will come. But you are running with determination, with commitment in your lane. And I want to sit for a moment in that word commitment, because we hear people say, set your intention, set your intention. Well, I can intend all day long and allow any excuse to cause me to derail myself or sideline myself. But when I'm committed, it means basically by any means necessary, I'm going to find a way to run in my lane with confidence, with certainty, with assurance that as I keep running, I'm getting closer and closer to that desired end state. In the high stakes world of business and sports, time isn't just ticking, it's explosive. Where the elite forge their path, where champions and visionaries aren't just participating, they are leading. Welcome to the R3 system, your exclusive strategy in a world where the only constant is change. Refocus with clarity. Reframe with innovation. Reconnect to lead. R3 isn't just a plan, it's a revolution in strategy. This is the domain of achievers, on the field, in the marketplace, at the forefront of progress. With over 30 years of award-winning expertise in fields from defense, sports, finance, the Bradford Group knows victory. Their winning attitude and team power aren't just concepts. They are your strategic advantage. It is your time to stand out, to lead, to redefine success, make the decisive move, contact the Bradford Group, and embark on a journey that sets you apart. Don't just meet the future, shape it with the R3 system. Act now, your legacy awaits. The third, and this was the most challenging for me, is to reconnect. I refocused, I reframed. Now say it with me, reconnect. Why was reconnecting so difficult for me? Because I had been beaten down by the journey of being hit by wave after wave after wave, that I started to doubt myself. I found myself going from a place of security and confidence to insecurity and doubt. I began to question my gifts and talents, wondering if I was enough, wondering if I was deserving and worthy of being able to step back on the playing field of life. I began to question my own authority and could I stand shoulder to shoulder with other experts like me in my field. I had to get rid of that stinking thinking in my head and to begin to speak empowerment and life to myself. So you want to be able to, in your R3 system, to customize it in such a way that it enables you to stay wedded to your truth. It enables you to refocus, again, daily, refocusing, renewing of your mind, right? It allows you to reframe, being tapped in, tuned in, turned out, as Abraham said, sold out for you. And then it allows you to reconnect, to step boldly back on that playing field, dusting off your shoulders, pulling yourself up by the bootstraps and saying, I'm back. I'm bold, I'm determined, and I will win. If any of this that I've said has resonated with you, I encourage you to partner with me and the team at the Bradford Group. Partner with us as we have a conversation on how you can shape and develop your own customized R3 system. See, I just went through what you should do, but we will work with you and talk to you about how you can do this. If you text R3, the letter R, the number 3, to 888-111, that's R3 to 888-111, you will get your complimentary 30-minute R3 session with me. We will dig a little deep and uncover some things that may be causing roadblocks in one of those 3 areas. And again, how to help you shape and reframe so that you can ensure that you are successful moving forward. Les Brown says we have greatness within us. And I believe not only that each and every one of you have greatness within, but I believe that you can be not only the change you wish to see in the world, but the change the world sees. I believe that when you partner with us, that you can turn your stumbling blocks into stepping stones, that you can find the opportunity in the chaos, that you can rise and create the impact, influence, and income that you need, not just for yourself, but for the next generation. I believe that you can be a legacy building individual. I look forward to connecting with you. You can find me on all things social media by my name, LaWanna Bradford, or Instagram, the LaWanna Bradford. Remember the name LaWanna Bradford. And also remember, in life and business, when your vision intersects with opportunity, success is inevitable. Thank you so much for joining us.
My name is Sean Fair. I'm the founder of the Leadership Experience Tour, the #1 platform for aspiring speakers here in the United States.